The Fantasy Skirmisher.
Gate is a solitaire game that is very fast playing, takes only about 20 minutes to play, and it is a deck building tower defense game designed and illustrated by Jason Glover. You may know him from the Tin Helm games, and I think he's got a couple other games in the works here. In this game, what you do is you take on the role of a town leader of a medieval town that's being attacked by vile creatures that are pouring out of your local mine. So I guess what happened is you dug too deep. Then you must command your citizens, recruit new ones, and attack these nightmare creatures in order to defend the town gate, the tower, and local farm against this attack. So will you outlast the onslaught and be victorious, or will your gate be destroyed or your people driven to madness by fear? To win the game, you must have the last stand, which means defeating the last two monsters of the deck. The monsters come in 3 waves, wave 1, 2, and 3, and you must defeat the last 2 in order to win. But there's a couple different ways you could lose. You could lose if your gate is destroyed and the dice represent the hit points, or that the pyramid moves along this track here to the skull. If it happens, you also lose the game immediately. So in this game, the turn sequence is very easy, straightforward. The first thing you do is you'll advance a monster, and they have 2 tracks. So they'll move here, and then they move off. And before they move off and out of the game, if you don't destroy them first, they take 1 damage to your gate. Now, so the first thing you do is advance the enemy, and you can see here we have got a spider with the eye emphasized. And then what you do is you draw up to 3 cards. So when you start the game, you got 3 greenish starting villagers, and they all have the S, meaning they're the starting deck in your hand. And each villager has 4 different stats. Money, this is how much money you'd gain. This is building, so you could repair the farm or the gate or the tower. Then you've got the fear rating. Here you can reduce fear, so the monk could reduce fear of the villagers, and that just means moving this track backwards. And then, of course, the double axe there, that is fight. And of the 3, we've only got the town guard who is able to fight. So these are your 3 starting cards. Then, after you draw up to 3 cards, because whenever you use them, you discard it just like a regular deck building game. What you do is you could then use commands. Now, commands allows you to spend money for for several benefits. A call to arms, 2 coins gives you a fight point, or a caravan. You could discard your hand and replenish them. So if you know you need to fight that last boss and you don't have good fighters, that's the way I won the last game, was to use the caravan. Then festival, you could spend 2 coin to reduce the fear meter, the pyramid, and you could use 2 coins to fortify, which means to repair any damage to your gate, tower, or farm. Now, the next thing you do after you use commands is recruit, and this is where you would recruit from. So whenever you recruit another townsperson or villager, what you would do is put it in your discard pile and then replace it with another one off the deck here. So let's just say I decided I want to recruit. I've got 3 coins, so I could spend 3. I could afford these 2 right here, but actually I could afford these 4s as well, because the farm gives a +1 to a single purchase once per turn while still standing. So that'll help you recruit more powerful villagers. So actually I could buy the rat catcher for 4, and then I would put it in my discard pile along with all the other cards which I used during that turn. And then the villager gets immediately replaced. So now we have a guardian available as well. So after that, using the cards, that's when the enemies attack. So this spider has 3 health. It attacks the gate for 1 point damage, and it moves the fear the pyramid 1. So first thing I want to do is attacks the gate, which has 12 points total. So we're now at 11. And then the pyramid goes down, and there's a few symbols on the pyramid here. So the star here is you gain a hero card, and then it has the different locations which will do damage to it, and then of course game over, man, if it hits the skull. So here we're able to get a hero. This is the hero deck, and these are powerful characters, your villagers, that are one-shot use. So you must remove them from the game after you use them. So you can see the knight here. He has 4 strength, so he's great for fighting. And then if I draw him, that goes in my discard pile. And now the turn starts over again. Enemies advance. So the spider moves 1 slot, and we draw another card. And it is a Skelepede, which has 3 health, does 2 damage to the tower. And so when they attack this next turn, both of these are going to attack if I don't kill one of the creatures first. And that's basically how the game works. So I mentioned the farm. It allows you a +1 to a single purchase, which helps get more cards into your deck. The gate, well, the gate is the gate. If it's destroyed, the game ends immediately. And then the tower gives a +1 to a single attack once per turn while still standing. So those are all very helpful. And so you're going to want a good mix of cards which allow you to repair, to rebuild. You need coins to buy more powerful cards. And of course you need cards to fight. So again, sequence, enemies advance. You draw your hand up to 3. Use commands, and the commands are on the backside as I explained. Then you recruit. You use the cards that you have in your hand, and then the enemies attack. Now, some of these town folk have special abilities, like this blacksmith. It costs 4. His benefits aren't that great. He provides 1 coin, or he does 2 repair. But what makes him powerful is you may double the attack of another card. So let's just say, for example, I had the blacksmith and knight in my hand. I had a powerful wave 3 monster, which is tough to defeat, maybe has 6 health. Well, I could use this card to double the knight, which gives him 8 fight, and I can easily defeat any monster in the deck there. And then once I use the knight, it is out of the game for good. So basically, that is it. That is Gate. One of the things I really like about this game is it has interesting decision points. So with the 3 cards in my hand, of which there's only 3, what do I need to do? Do I need to reduce fear on the pyramid? Do I need to repair the farm because it's about to be destroyed, and then move it up? If you notice, the farmer gives a +1 repairing the farm. So there's some different benefits. Or should I recruit because I know these monsters are going to be coming out, they're going to be more powerful with each wave, and I need to have the means to destroy them. So it's got some really fun decision points. And these tokens right here, these cubes, are hit points for the monsters. So if I do 1 damage, I just put a cube on there to show that he's got 2 health left. And that is basically the game. It's, like I said, very simple. It plays quickly. It's very portable, as you can see here. So it's great to bring to work, business trips, or just wherever you're at. Just want a quick game fix, you can set it up and play. Usually I'm not too interested in small games because I lose interest in them quickly. They just don't have enough meat on them for me. But I think this one's going to be around for a long while. I love the theme, I love the artwork, and right now it's really fun to play. The only issue I see with this game is the replayability, because there's very few monsters. It'd be nice to have a little more meat to it that I can add, and that's where gates come in, and we're going to take a look at that now. All right, let's take a look at what comes in gates. Certainly not this playmat. I just decided to purchase this extra. It is definitely not needed to play the game, but it has a little place for everything, as we'll see. But what comes with gates is 10 citizen cards, 10 enemy cards, 2 hero cards, 2 starting cards, 5 barricade cards, 2 location cards, 2 6-sided dice, red ones, 3 damage tokens. I received only 2 damage tokens, so I don't know if that was a typo or I just got shorted one, but it really doesn't matter. All right, so let's take a look at some of these components here, starting off with the monsters. First of all, we have Zogar. Zogar is a named boss, so you'll be fighting him at the very end. As you can see, he has 8 health. He does 2 damage to each location, and also he moves the pyramid up 2 spaces. So he's definitely somebody that you need to be prepared for. And so he'll go on the bottom of the monster pile. All right, so we've got different waves here. So we have a Blight Golem, a Tentastede, a Flyclops, a Lost Corpse, Doom Skull, a Blood Monk, a Shell Spawn, and a Devourer. And you could tell the expansion cards from the base game is that all the expansion cards has a red like blood drop right here by the cost. So that's how you could tell if you need to separate them out. So we'll get that set up here in a sec. It also comes with 2 hero cards. So we have a Sorceress and a Clay Golem. And we've got some characters, new characters, a Brute, a Nomad, a Merchant, a Wizard, a Commander, a Woodcutter, a Coachman, a Vagabond, an Assassin, a Gambler, a Gypsy, and a Martyr. And you can see some of these have special abilities. Let's take a look at the Martyr here. You may trash this card to defeat any single enemy. Hey, sounds great. If he comes up, I'll definitely buy him. So we'll need to mix these cards in with that one. And we also have a couple of locations, new locations. We have a mill. So the mill barricades cost 1 less while still standing. And the new locations, the mill and the tavern, have 4 health and not 6 like the other pieces of terrain. In the tavern, you get a +1 when calming once per turn when the building's still standing. And if you recall, calming is moving the tracker on the pyramid down 1 space. All right, now let's talk about the setup. First, your starting hand. In the base game, you've got your 3 starting cards. Now you've got 5. So what you do is you mix them up and you randomly draw 2. So those cards are going to be in your starting hand, where I got the Farmer and the Guard. Now you could look at the others and you could decide from the remaining 3 which one you would like to keep as your 3rd card. So we've got the Monk and the Peddler and Storyteller, which are both from Gates. And the Peddler does the Festival command costs 1 gold this turn, and she provides 2 coin. The Storyteller could do a repair and also do a calming action. And the special action is recruiting a citizen costs 1 less gold this turn. I think I like that one, so I'm going to keep that. And this will be my starting hand. All right, now we've got the location set in their respective places. I've set the monsters. So what I did is I shuffled in all the wave 1, 2, and 3 with Zogar on the bottom. And then I randomly removed 2 cards each from each wave. So that way you have 13 cards total, including Zogar. And then for the heroes, I shuffled them together with the 2 expansion ones. Then I randomly removed 2, and they're hidden, so I don't know what they are. And so this, will help as far as replayability is concerned, because you're going to have monsters that don't appear in the game. Same with heroes as well. And then I've got these cards mixed in, the villagers or the citizens. And so that's ready to go as well. And then I just want to talk about the barricades. So we've got the barricades off to the side here, and this is kind of a neat little mechanic. So for 3 coin, you could purchase barricades, and you could do this during your command, recruit, or use card phase. So pretty much anytime during your turn. And then when you purchase one, you could put it in front of a terrain piece. Say, we'll just put it in front of the gate here. And what happens is that barricades will absorb all damage from a single attack to the location they are protecting. They also deal back 1 damage to the foe that dealt the attack. And so once that happens, the barricades are removed. So that is kind of a neat new decision point to make during the game. And that is pretty much it. That is the setup. That's the new components. And I think it'll add a lot and give a lot more replayability to the game. And I'm soon to find out because I'm going to play this now. But I will probably do a playthrough in a future episode. I just want to sit down and enjoy it. And also my lighting is not the best because I'm shooting at night right now. All right. Well, thank you for watching the Fantasy Skirmisher. Please press the like button. And if you like my content, also subscribe as well. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.